to another episode of Where's the Remote? Each week we're breaking down the TV everyone's talking about in sci-fi, drama, reality TV, and everything in between. I should probably change one of these to fantasy since we kind of cover more fantasy than anything else.
Oh, because the anime.
Yes, I'm your host, Steven, joined here by my vibrant co-host, Regine. How are you
Love
doing,
the new
friend?
adjectives.
How was your
I've been working.
weekend?
You should be proud of me. I've actually been working and doing things on the back end. So I'm proud of me. I know I was capable of it. So there's that.
Listen, I'll be more proud when there's balance in life. Once you have
Okay.
balance, then I'm always rooting for you.
Well, just keep pushing so I can quit my full-time job.
I can't make any promises. Uh, can't make any promises.
Oh,
Oh
brother.
man. I mean, I tried. But what I can promise to the good people out here is if you appreciate how we analyze these TV shows, you're only seeing half of the content on YouTube. We have our entire rewatch series, Rewind and Analyze, exclusively on Patreon, which includes a massive catalog of over 100 hours of deep dives
That is
waiting
so
for
crazy.
you right now. Yeah, 100 hours is a lot.
Every time you
Put
say
in the
100
work.
hours, I'm like, oh my God. And that's
I
just,
probably should check. It's probably more than 120 now, but who
yeah.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Who
That's how much we yap.
Put in the work. Put in the work. Put in the work. Speaking of the work, it includes our reviews into classic seasons of The Walking Dead, which chef's kiss,
I know.
True Blood, True Detective, and of course our ongoing MCU movie timeline rewatch, which might bring up a little. Well, not might. We will bring up a little bit later. And if you want to support Black creators, get exclusive access and binge the catalog without any ad breaks, because I hate. Oh my god, I hate ads so much.
They're everywhere, literally.
Oh, I used
They're
to
everywhere.
have I probably am being lazy, but I used to have
Yeah.
like this ad blocker on my computer so I could skip all the
Mm.
ads on YouTube. Shit don't work anymore. I'm pissed. So
Not
pissed.
they overrided the ad blocker.
So pissed. So pissed. But
Oh my
yes,
God.
make sure you check out the description and check the link in the bio and tap in with us. Tap in with us. But before we start our main feature today, we have to take a quick moment to chat on other shows and things that's happening in the world of TV and film. So we got
Mm.
to spend a few minutes giving some rapid fire notes on what's happening outside of
Know
the
what's going on.
Targaryen Civil War. So first thing I want to mention is this Thursday, July 30th, we have a very special episode coming out with a friend of the show. Look, I don't know why you clueless like you wasn't there.
I
We have
was
a,
like,
we have a
what?
very,
It was to
very,
me.
a very special episode coming out that Regine was also a present for. With Alexandria, aka Hallie
Yes.
on TikTok and YouTube. A very fun episode.
So fun. So fun. So
We
long.
basically assessed a bunch of situations and events that happened in The Walking Dead and kind of dictated whether they were smart or dumb, and really had some insightful, fun,
Hmm.
deep conversations. So
Yeah.
make sure you tap in on that. I posted one of the clips yesterday.
Hmm.
So, you can go to our socials to take a look at that clip to get an idea of what we're trying to do. But speaking of The Walking Dead, how has your journey been? Have you resumed your journey?
Yes, I did go back. I didn't get too far because
Mhm.
there's a lot of TV out right now, but they're all dwindling down. So, catching up. But anyway, I did get back. I'm still on season 9, which we did talk about how boring season 9 is. And I think that is why it's taking me so long. I just passed the episode where Rick blew the bridge
Okay.
and they think he's dead, which was like, I cried because it's like, obviously, I know that Rick is not dead. But
No
I
judge, no judging, no
this is my
judging.
family, you know what I'm saying? We a
Oh,
lot
my
of
bad.
hours, that has been put into this show now. So this is my family. So I understood how my cousins and them was feeling when they thought that Rick was no longer with us.
Is that the first time you cried watching The Walking Dead? Because I
Mm,
don't remember. I
maybe.
remember anger
Yeah.
for other events when Herschel died.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Glenn and Abraham died.
Yeah.
I don't.
Rick is different, you know what I'm saying? Because Rick is a leader. Like, even, like, leading up to that point, he was just talking about, like, "I have to save them. I have to save them." And that's pretty much his MO. Like, Rick is who he is, but the core of Rick is, "I want to save people. I want to help people." And that's literally what he did. He basically risked his life to save and help his family, because that is, and then on top of that, I forget how much of loss that Rick has had, especially, like, losing Carl, losing Lori, and now it's, like, essentially he's kinda starting all over, and he's forgetting that, yes, he's lost his family that he knew beforehand, he's also built another family, and
Mm-hmm.
they are probably, hate to say, more important more important than Carl and Lori at this point, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
yeah, I
so
get that.
yeah.
That's fair.
It
That's
it
fair.
really it really hit me to my heart, just
I,
looking at
I,
Daryl, looking at Michonne, like, all of them, just thinking like, "Damn, we
we
lost."
survived everything, and then
Yeah,
we lose him off of some freak accident type
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah, tough,
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
And I think that's the same episode when he's dying or
Yeah,
trying to survive. He has
yeah,
those flashbacks with Herschel, and then
yeah,
I think he has that not flashback. He has the hallucination with Herschel, and then
yeah,
the hallucination with Shane, which I
yeah,
believe. Obviously, John Berthal came back to shoot that scene. That's not
yeah.
like old footage. And I think the actor who played Herschel, I think that's his last thing that he ever did before he unfortunately passed away.
Oh, wow.
Um,
He looked
but yeah,
good though, he looked like he was younger. Like, maybe because he lost some weight, maybe, but he did
maybe.
look good in
Yeah.
that scene, I can't lie.
Yeah. But with all the stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes when it comes to like The Walking Dead, it
Yeah,
just reinforces how good of a show it really is.
it really is,
And
it
like
really
all the
is.
character development, all the
Yes,
storylines, yeah,
yeah, the
crazy.
story
Absolutely.
building. They just don't do it like that no more, you
Nah,
know?
man. Nah,
You
man.
know?
Nah, man. Speaking of not older TV shows, but Silo, Raising
Mm,
Kanan. Have you been watching either of those?
yeah, I have. Silo, last episode was interesting, because we find out that the old IT man, I wanna say his name is Simon, but Bernard, his name is Bernard, like, his name is not
Yes, Bernard.
Simon.
Yes, Bernard.
But we obviously find out at the end that Bernard is still alive.
Mhm.
Juliet is getting some things coming back a little bit, and then obviously we see What is Common's character? What's his name?
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah,
He's always gonna be Common.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. It's Common, right? But Common's character, I think Juliet, it kind of made me realize that Common's character is not as much as a villain as he was in the previous seasons. Like, he's actually turning on his wife at this point. So
Mhm.
that's interesting to see. And then obviously the US part, the past part of, like, being in DC, I don't know where they're going with that, but I guess we'll see.
Um, I was hating it at first, but I'm liking it a little bit
Yeah,
more because now they're adding in the whole espionage sort of mystery element to it of like
it's a lot of mystery.
what's really going on here? Like, what are
Yeah.
they trying to do? And like, what
I
happened to
don't
his
trust.
sister? And then,
Yeah,
the guy that they were going to for the intel, now he vanished. And
yeah,
now you have this other guy popping up and like
yeah,
impacting their lives and things of
yeah.
that nature. So it's definitely a
It's
little bit more.
building.
Yeah, it's definitely building.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
agree.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Salo's doing his job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never hated it, so
I don't hate it. I just think it's slightly overhyped.
Okay, I hear you. I don't. Anyways, as far as Raising Kanan goes, I'm so happy it's the last season. Everybody think it's so good, but everybody, i.e. my daddy said it, my mama said it, and Scotty said it. So, just off of
It's
them, like, when they talk to me, like, "It's so good," I'm like,
was
"Is
about to
it?"
say I was about to say something to evoke my black card, but you keep going.
I'm doing it for the culture. And then my last thing I do wanna slide in there is The Shy. Um,
Oh, I heard that was finished. I'm never watching.
yeah, it was a series finale, and that was very emotional. The Shy was not that great. However, they wrapped it up, and it was emotional.
I'm dying. Like that's your major note. By the way, they wrapped it up.
They wrapped it up in a pretty bow. Keisha and Emmett got married. That's a happily ever after. Everybody had a happily ever after in some senses. So they wrapped it up.
Listen, I
Oh,
respect him.
but guess what? That song when Sasha's dying on The Walking Dead,
Oh, I would
you
have
know that
no
song?
idea what song was playing.
Only reason why I remember because I obviously just watched, that
Mhm.
episode not too long ago. It's called because I added it to my playlist. It's by Donny Hathaway.
Okay,
Someday
so
we'll all be free. That's kind of how they wrapped it up on the Shy, like playing that song.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's like what a powerful, powerful, powerful song that is for us black people. So yeah, just want to put that out there. But yeah, that's all I got.
Interesting. Yeah, haven't watched The Shy, never will.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Um, Raising Kanan, it's been a whole lot of the same
Nothing.
thing happening over and over. It's this person double crossed me, that person double crossed me. I'm gonna kill this random character,
Yep,
and
everybody died.
now they're trying to accelerate this whole. I guess this is a they're trying to accelerate or put the steps in place of the fall of Rock. So her not only losing her connects, but now also losing some of her, I guess, emotional fortitude and trying to deal with everything that's happening with
Yeah,
Kanan killing Lou, and
yeah,
then Marvin wanted to kill Kanan and all of that
yeah.
sort of back and forth. So, and then her going to see the therapist to try to like realize like was I the problem the whole time? Like, bitch, yes.
Uh,
Like,
duh.
yeah,
Even Kanan realizing that, like, hey, you are actually the problem. You blame it on your mama. She is the problem. However, you're not looking at yourself in the mirror because you also are the problem. Like,
yeah.
come on,
So
bitch ass nigga. But anyway,
yeah, I forgot what episode number that is, but yeah, feel more, Bill done. I'm not watching any spinoffs. I'm not watching no continuation. For all the people that do, more power
yeah,
to you. I'm tapping out. I
I'll be
can't do it.
there. I'll be there just
Oh
for the
yeah.
culture.
Listen, man, y'all like torturing yourselves. Y'all a bunch
I
of
am.
masochists.
I really am.
A bunch of masochists. It's fine. It's fine. But kind of going into the nerd side of things, the most dominant bit of news over the weekend was San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, all the different entities had their panels and discussions. I think Apple TV was there, so I think there was a Silo
Mm,
panel.
mm,
There was other stuff too, but obviously people were all waiting on Marvel and the kind of big news that they
mm,
would
yeah.
reveal. So one of the first things that they did reveal is that, which I don't know if it's been a reveal because it's kind of been known on the internet for a while,
Hmm.
but Endgame is re-releasing, I think next month or September, one of the two. But Endgame is releasing next month or September and is going to include like additional footage
Mm,
that they shot that is supposed
mm,
to tie into Doomsday later this
mm,
year,
mm.
which speaking to my homegirl, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be in there to watch it." I'm like, "Listen,
Money
y'all
grab.
not y'all not getting my $30 for 7
Like,
minutes."
all I hear is money grab. Like, why
Yeah,
are we
like,
re-releasing this? But, people gonna watch it because the game
of
was so long
course.
ago. Doomsday is coming up, so why not get a little refresher? However, I can watch on Disney Plus, can I?
That you can. I don't know if that version
Well, probably not
I
that
don't
version, but, like,
yeah,
I'm under to get the gist of it, you know?
yeah. So, I don't know. It's definitely a money grab.
Definitely.
It's whatever, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then they did also have 2 bits of casting news. We got Ryan Gosling is playing Ghost
Ah,
Rider.
okay.
Um, for people that are unfamiliar, Nicolas Cage played Ghost Rider many, many moons ago
That
in that
how ooh,
movie.
that's early 2000s?
Yeah, I barely remember either of those movies. I think people say the first one was good and then the second one was horrible.
I just knew it was Nicolas Cage that was in it. That's all I knew.
Yeah, that's all. And then Eva, which is also funny because Eva Mendes is in them and Ryan Gosling is
That's his
married to
wife.
Eva. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his baby girl who we
Yeah.
haven't seen since. So more power to him. But yeah, um, whatever about it. I don't know much about Ghost Rider in that sort of way, so I don't know if Ryan is the best choice, but we'll see. But I do
Interesting.
know the director for it is Sean Levy, which kind of 50-50 about that because Sean Levy likes that kind of quirky white humor.
Mm.
So I don't know if that's necessarily the best approach when we're talking about demons and spirits and dealing with the devil and all this other stuff. So we'll see
Yeah,
how it goes. We'll see how it
yeah.
goes. It comes out in what, through 2 years. So
2028?
yes, we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah, I haven't
happens.
seen Ryan Gosling in a minute. So interesting that he's joining this universe.
He been busy. You don't really watch movies.
Yeah.
One of the bigger movies this year that I haven't watched, which I think is actually on streaming now, is Project. What's the shit called? I forget the name of it. It's Project something, but it got a lot of rave reviews this year. Um, so Ryan's been busy. He was in a Barbie movie that came out. What was
I
that, last
remember
year?
that.
He been busy. He been
I
busy.
don't watch movies. Like, the last
See.
thing I can remember of Ryan Gosling was La La Land for
All right, moving. La La Land was like 2016. Moving on. Probably the biggest news of the night that wasn't Doomsday related was that we got our
Yes.
official Black Panther, David Johnson, who I've only seen in the Alien Romulus movies. He's
Mhm,
in The Long Walk that came out earlier this year, which I believe also got rave reviews, which I also believe is on streaming right now.
mhm.
So he will be playing Black Panther in Black Panther 3. Uh, did you watch Wakanda Forever? I can't remember.
I did.
Okay, so then you watched the post credit scene where Shuri meets with the boy. Never mind.
Can't
Eh,
recall. Can't recall.
it's fine because we're gonna watch it eventually.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the film, Shuri goes somewhere, and then that's when Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o's character, reveals that her and Chadwick had a kid. They kept him in Haiti, and that they named him T'Challa as well. So he assumingly is playing the grown up version of that kid. So,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and then also something that was revealed by Ryan Coogler because he was there at Comic Con was that the movie will be shot on film. So,
That's gonna be his thing. That is definitely gonna be his thing, I feel like, from here on out.
I mean,
And
and
I mean
Ryan we trust, and Ryan
and
we
we do.
trust.
And we do, and we really, really
So
do.
I don't care if he
Yeah.
says get a microscope to watch the shit. Guess we
Imma
getting a
do it.
microscope.
Imma do it. Imma do it. Thank
So
you, Ryan, for educating us all on what it means to film a film on film.
yeah, because if he didn't mention it,
Yeah.
I would have never watched it I would have never
No.
watched Sinners on 70 millimeter. And with going back to The Walking Dead, I wouldn't have noticed the stark difference between that show in comparison to
Yes.
everything that we watched today.
Yes. Yes. Like, thank
So,
you, Ryan. I even want to film camera just because of that. Like, I do love
mm,
how pictures on film look. And I am saying that all for Ryan Coogler. Because of him, it
build his
opened my
statue
brain.
now. Just build
Yeah.
his statue now.
Yeah.
But yes, they ended the night with a lot of the cast from Avengers Doomsday, and then
Mhm.
they also played a very Comic-Con they played a Comic-Con exclusive trailer, so it's different than the trailer that dropped last week,
Oh,
and it
okay.
featured much more action, featured, a lot more stakes, and
Oh,
kinda even gave more insight into the sort of plot of the movie.
versus the
Whether it will meet, the public at some point, who knows? But that's what they did. But I know people have been going crazy since this weekend about everything Marvel.
I'm excited to see, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, especially since we're on our MCU journey.
Yeah.
But the real chaos on the guide this week is happening over in Westeros. So let's get into the recap. Episode 6, Faceless Men kicks off with a massive bad omen for Team Black as Rhaenyra deals with a starving capital and actually gets cut by the Iron Throne, proving the seat is officially rejecting her. Out in the streets, Daemon goes full rogue in a City Watch disguise, slitting the throat of an underground Ormond loyalist who coins the episode's title before brutally beating down Off White for stepping out of line. Over in Tumbleton, Darren drops his political mask to share a quiet, genuine familial connection with Queen Hightower, while a newly elevated Hugh Hammer tries to flex his Dragon Rider status to his wife Kat, only for her to completely reject them for abandoning their people. But the main event of the hour is the infamous Butcher's Ball, where Criston Cole marches his exhausted Green army straight into a trap set by Riverlords, literally playing dead in the mud. Denied mercy by a ruthless Oscar Tully, Cole tries to force a legendary exit by wrapping Alicent's handkerchief around his sword and demanding a 2-on-1 duel. But Black Alley Blackwood completely disrespects his main character syndrome by immediately dropping him with 3 arrows to the chest and face. Finally, just as the dust settles on Cole's slaughtered army, the episode pulls the rug out from under us on Driftmark. Right as Lord Corlys finally agrees to rejoin the war effort, he is brutally ambushed by Ormond's assassins, leaving the sea snake getting choked out from behind as the screen cuts to black on a massive, agonizing cliffhanger.
Hold on, who was that man? What was his name?
Lord Corlys?
No.
You mean his nickname? Sea
No,
Snake?
you said somebody else did something to Corlys.
Those are Ormond's assassins.
Oh.
You didn't recognize the guy with the bowl cut?
We'll talk about it. You know me. You know me.
I mean, he didn't really have lines in the episode, but when Ormond and Daemon and Gwaine are in the room, there's another guy that's behind them. That's the same guy that pulls up on Lord Corlys.
Yeah, I thought he was a glow coke at one point because the glow coke had blonde hair with the same kind of haircut and the face.
Well, he's not blonde. He's a black.
I had to go back to
I
had to go back to confirm what I know.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, now we are in our main feature. How you feel about episode 6? We only got 2 more. How you feel about this one?
You know, it's really getting hard to defend my queen. Rhaenyra is getting harder and harder every episode. Every episode, she's just showing, hey, babe, let's bow out. Let's just bow out, say, sorry. I thought I wanted it, but you could actually have it. Let's just make it easy because you are just embarrassing us every single episode. And I'm hating it. Hating it.
Yeah.
Bad.
It leads me to this question that I wanted to ask for you, because I think a lot of the marketing, especially early on with the first couple seasons, was, are you team black or are you team green? I never necessarily rooted for either side.
Yeah.
But really watching this season and thinking about this season as a whole, I've been observing both sides and the actions that they are participated in versus who's right versus who's wrong.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're still rooting for a side at this point, and if you are, which side are you on?
Technically, I should be on Rhaenyra's side because technically, even after the things that I'm saying, she is the rightful heir of the throne. Like at the end of the day, it should have been hers. Does she deserve it? Does she know what to do with it currently now? No. What?
You're not wrong, but technically, let me not say technically, because I could be wrong in my statement right now. But the whole Song of Fire and Ice and Blood and Daemon's visions was a woman on the throne. That doesn't necessarily mean Rhaenyra. And clearly, based off the events of Game of Thrones, it wasn't Daenerys either.
Yeah.
So technically, there is no no rightful heir.
Yeah. Technically, again, obviously, you know, it's all games at the end of the day. You know, it's really just a game at the end of the day. But I can't go with the greens because they are just snakes. Like they don't do anything with integrity. It's just all very snaky to get to the throne. And that's the part that I just can't get with.
Fair.
So, but also I don't give a damn. I'm watching the show. I'm here for entertainment. So that's the real truth.
That's fair. That's also fair. Because I think I was watching a podcast and someone was like, yeah, you know, I'm not necessarily rooting for such and such. And then I thought about it. I was like, damn, I haven't been rooting for nobody.
No.
Even throughout the entire show, I haven't necessarily like, oh, I'm team black or I'm team this. I'm like, oh, I ain't rooting for no. One side is a bunch of incest. I mean, both sides is a bunch of incest. So I ain't rooting for nobody.
I'm rooting for me to be entertained with what I'm watching. That's all I'm doing.
I'm not rooting for it. I thought this was I thought it was a really good episode. I thought it
Yeah,
was a step above from last
last week.
week. I also feel as though it was like a good level of chaos. Like there was a
Uh-huh.
lot of things that were implemented, but I also feel as though a lot of those things were helping push the story and the narrative forward for all
Mhm.
the different characters, especially as we wind down to the final 2 episodes of the season. So even though it was a lot, because even at some point I paused it to like write some notes down. And I was like,
Mhm.
wait, there's 44 minutes left? I'm like, I've been watching for like 30 minutes already.
Yeah, it was a long
So it was
episode
a long episode, but I feel as though
in detail.
everything that they implemented was necessary, and you know,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Solid, solid.
The one thing I will mention before we start playing some of these moments, um, I was very intrigued by the fact that the recap featured a whole bunch of stuff that happened this season, versus more times than not, the recap just
Highlight.
it may highlight certain stuff that happens earlier, but they're
Yeah.
primarily showing you the things that happened in the previous episode.
Yeah.
This recap, they showed stuff from like the beginning up
I
until
didn't
this
get a
point.
recap. What the hell? Hulu? HBO?
I don't know what to
I
tell
don't
you,
like
yo.
that because I do enjoy the recaps because it shows me, okay, remember when this is going to tie into this episode. So you pay attention
Um,
to what's going on. That's why I like recaps. But I didn't get that. So I don't appreciate that. I'm going to watch it
yeah.
on HBO Max next time so I can get the full experience.
Where are you watching?
So I have a Hulu package and then I have I add HBO to it. I pay a good amount of money for me to watch TV. You hear me? I am that dedicated.
You gotta finesse the system. You gotta finesse the
I'm
system.
so dedicated to television. You
Finesse the
just don't
system.
understand.
Yeah, this is why I sought you out. This is why you were sought you out. You're the high draft pick. You're the high draft pick. But let's start off with these scenes that stood out to us. This is a bit of a long one, so we might
Mm,
pause here and there.
okay.
Who killed them? You found no sign of their foe. On your Let us begin here, then. One of me against the two of you. Will that be enough to make a fight of it?
Mm, 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 mm.
Cabot.
I don't know, and maybe because it's been so many years in between these seasons.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people despise Criston Cole. I don't know. I just don't feel that I'm not necessarily as emotionally invested
Yeah.
in
People
any of
do
the
be
characters,
varying, you know.
but I saw a lot of people were very much celebrating like his death. And granted, and he's not someone that should be celebrated as a
Yeah.
character, but I was not aware because I was like, oh, okay, like he barely has done anything this season besides, being a nuisance for Rhaenyra's army. But
Nobody respects a disloyal side nigga. Like, we will never respect you.
I mean,
Never.
how many people are actually loyal in this world?
None of them. But the way he went about it, like, you low key, the only reason why he went to Alicent is because Rhaenyra was like, like, we're just fucking, babe. Like, it's nothing more than that. And that is literally the only reason why. And Alicent was just using him.
Mhm.
And he didn't even see that. And that's why that handkerchief shit, oh, brother. Like, nobody's gonna sing a song about you. Nobody even gonna miss you, Criston Cole. Goodbye. Bye-bye now.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
thought that was well, there's a few things. One, I thought that was genius sort of writing, and
Yeah.
I don't know how it played. I think the books it plays out a little bit differently, but I thought that
Mhm.
was genius for we get all these speech. He hasn't done much, but the thing that he has done this season is these speeches about what he felt like his destiny should be in terms
Yeah.
of how he wants to go out, how he doesn't want to fight on the green side or the black side. Like he's fighting for the greens, but he's fighting for himself and he wants to go out and earn his glory in a crazy battle. And how that basically was pulled under his feet. And it was like, no, we're not going to give you no crazy battle. You're just going to die by these arrows and nobody's going to talk about you ever again. Like you're just
Literally.
irrelevant. You died in probably the most bullshit of ways. And
Mhm.
nobody's going to give a fuck. Like you're
Yeah.
just one of many who died during this time. And
That's
so
literally it.
I thought that was a great narrative piece for them. And
Yeah.
then for me personally, I don't watch a lot of fantasy that's based in like medieval times or medieval
Mhm.
adjacent. So to see how destructive a mace could possibly be
Bro,
was
he was
just like,
belt to ass with that shit.
bruh, bruh.
He
I
was
was like,
beating
God
ass.
damn. Because most times when you watch a show or a movie where they
Yeah.
have a mace, you see them knock people out, and that's kind of it. Versus we actually see the kind of damage it really do. And we did also see it in United of the Seven Kingdoms when Baylor got hit in the back of the head. It was like, oh
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, man, that was sad.
yeah.
Damn.
So I enjoyed that moment.
Yeah.
Anything else before we move on? Before we move
No,
on.
you literally said exactly what I was thinking.
Gotcha. Next one.
Mm.
We will be avenged. If it takes 100 years. What's this?
Forgive me, my prince.
And this is how you answer? With desertion.
The Queen asked for loyalty, and I was willing enough to wait. But my children are now penniless. I will not leave them fatherless as well.
Shame.
Shame.
I don't blame him.
Shame. No, I don't either. I really don't blame them at all. But it's like, damn, if you don't have a gold cloak for your city, what do you have?
He still
You're
got his dragons.
like, what the fuck are they gonna do other than burn down everything?
That's
Line
what
them up.
happened. That's what happens in this world. Shit gets burnt. That's what happens. Shit get burnt. Look at
Shit get
Harrenhal.
burnt up. Yeah. It's just so interesting how Daemon kind of came in with like, I ain't got nothing, but I got the gold close if I don't have nothing else because they are loyal to me. And just one by one, a big chunk of them getting assassin. And then the other half is like, I seen them niggas die, and I'm broke. I can't do shit. Actually, I'm putting my hands up. I'm out of here. So that's
Yeah.
crazy, crazy to see.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of what you said. You know, they're broke, and then he says they're getting revenge, but that's revenge for you. That's not revenge for us. Like,
I was good.
yeah, like we was chilling.
Yeah.
So you want us to die and what will our family have? And y'all ain't got no money if I'm
Yeah.
gone. So why would I put my life on the line?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a great moment, especially since this is one of the few instances where we've seen Daemon fail in some sort of
Mhm.
way, even though it's not necessarily his actions per se,
Yeah.
but for someone who's so brash and
Yeah.
confident and really embody how a true Targaryen is supposed to be,
Mhm.
showing him in this sort of sign uh was very interesting, especially with some of the other events that play out in the rest of the episode when it comes to Daemon.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, yeah. Um, hey man,
They need a
eh,
redo. They need a redo.
well, guess what? It's not happening. This isn't a scene, but I love this moment briefly with Alan
Yeah.
and Corlys, and he
Mm.
basically calls Corlys out for being a hypocrite because
Literally.
Corlys is like, "Why are you being so loyal to this woman who won't legitimize you?" It's like,
Mhm.
"But you wouldn't legitimize me,
You
so
just did it 2 seconds ago. So,
what you talking about, pops? Like,
Yeah.
what are you on? What are
Yeah.
you on?" Then kind of a more repetitive sort of moment, but also
Mm.
similar was Rhaenyra and her interaction with Lord Jane Arryn, and she basically kind of restates what she had told her father Daemon about, all my life I yearned for a dragon.
Yeah.
Now I have one, but I lost everything else because she tore up, man. She tore up.
I hate to see her on my screen. Cannot lie.
I just want to know what was the reasoning behind cutting the locks.
Yo,
Like,
I hate seeing her on my screen. It just scares me. I hate they're
yeah.
doing that to my black queen. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It'll be very interesting to see how her story plays out because I
Yeah.
know some of what the actual version of the character in the books, like how their life plays out. So it'll be very interesting
Mhm.
to see how they use her character in this sort of way. Uh, but yeah. And then probably one of the more creepier things to happen was when we had this moment between Alan and uh Bela, because last week Adam was pushing up on her. And secondly, that's your uncle. Um
Yeah. At this listen, it don't matter in this universe. Sister, brother, cousin,
enough
uncle,
is enough. Enough is
uncle,
enough.
uncle, mom. Who cares? I
Yeah,
like you. I want you.
enough is enough. But I was like, yeah, it was just very interesting because apparently Alan does link up with Bela in the books. So I was confused. Not confused. I was confused in this moment because last week it was Adam that was kind of like trying to sweet talk her. So I'm like,
Uh,
well,
well, maybe Bailey got 2 niggas. Who know? Brothers at that. I know that's right, queen. Period.
brother, uncles?
Hey.
All
Hey.
right, next scene, next scene, next scene,
Oh,
next
and
scene.
Mind yourself. Backs against the wall.
Your Grace, I'm sorry. I had to get through it. And this is your way. Warning. Darren. He styled you the bloody king. You left me alone with him. You know what he is. I do what I can to keep him from... You know. I had no choice. No. But neither did it grieve you to ride away. I hate what I am when I'm with him. A puppet. A fool. A child.
And yet he means to put you on the throne, apparently.
Only as he cannot sit on it himself. He would thrust me forward and devour me from within until there's nothing left.
So tell him you won't do it.
Then who will protect me then?
Oh.
Will you raise an army against his savages?
If you were king, you could cast him down.
I will never be king, Uncle. We both know.
I need to lie down.
You'll stay, won't you?
And do what? Bear witness whilst Ormond marches our house to its doom. I'm second in line. I should return to Old Town and prepare to pick up the pieces.
Don't leave me again. Please.
You're his little treasure now. You'll be fine.
When you were in King's Landing, Did you see my mother?
Mm,
Mm,
mm, mm.
mommy issues
That was
everywhere.
probably my favorite scene of the whole
Yeah, I
episode.
agree. I agree. Honestly, that scene just reminded me of last week's scene when they were playing chess and
Mhm.
Darren beat him. And it was like Darren knew exactly to my point. Well, I think I said this last week. He knew what he was doing. He knew that like I can beat this nigga if I want to, but if I beat him, I might get something out of him. And that's literally what happened. So to see him actually express himself saying, I actually hate this nigga.
I
I
hate
hate
your
him.
guts.
I don't want to be around him. I hate that he makes me feel small when I know that I shouldn't feel small.
Uh-huh.
And that chess scene showed that, you know what I'm saying? So him actually saying it was like, yeah, I figured this is where he's at with it. He really don't like him. He's just doing it in basically to survive everything else. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So many things happen there. Obviously,
Yeah.
everything you just said with Darren expressing how he really feels about what's that, his great uncle? Yeah, his great uncle. Um, and then even Ormond being a bit homophobic, in that sort of capacity. Is like, oh, what he said, backs to the wall or some shit, as if
Uh-huh.
like, if he's around Gwen, something might happen to, the pussy. Listen, that's that's what they be calling it out here. That's what they be calling it out here. Um, but I think it just shows how dangerous
Mhm.
he is, Ormond.
Mhm.
It just shows how much what White was experiencing out with Criston Cole,
Yeah.
and through all the battles and the lack of food and things of that nature, and then Daron essentially missing his mother and just
Yeah.
missing being in a more healthy sort of environment, because
Yeah.
I don't want to say banished him, but they have had him away from King's Landing for so long. And
Mhm.
Alicent probably is not even aware of how he's being treated. So I thought that was a really, really interesting sort of scene. Um, Moving on. Speaking of interesting scenes, I loved how Helena was kind of telling her mother about herself, of like,
Yes, she is. This whole episode.
yeah, I be having these dreams and I might be a little wonky, but I know what you're really out here doing.
But
Like,
I ain't done.
you keep lying to me. You keep telling me these things as if you're going to solve problems, but you're actually making shit worse. And you
Mhm.
think you're doing it, and you keep telling me you're doing it in order to protect me, but you're actually doing
Mhm.
it to protect yourself. Like, you
Mhm.
really don't give a fuck. Like, you are
Mhm.
more concerned about saving your hide versus actually being a true mother. So
Mhm.
I found that to be very interesting. And then
Mhm.
another scene where I don't know if you have anything to
Mm-mm.
go. And then another scene that I found to be very,
Mm.
I don't know
Go
what's the
with
point, to be quite honest, because we know that Daenerys is the only one who finds those dragon eggs in Game of
Mhm.
Thrones, and it's just the three, and it's
Yes.
not those three here.
Yes.
And for anybody that's not familiar with the Dance of the Dragons and the Targaryen War, I don't want to say the whole thing, but for people who then watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and tries to understand, oh, what happened to the dragons, or why is there no dragons to start Game of Thrones, is because of this Targaryen civil war.
Yeah.
So you showing us dragon eggs does nothing.
To me, it was more of like a plot twist because I didn't think there were more dragon eggs out here to even claim. And for them to be in Harrenhal out of all places.
I mean, I think there's plenty, like the dragons lay them any and everywhere.
Mm.
Um, The issue is that we just know that at some point there are no dragons. So
Mhm.
what is the point of these eggs? Unless
It's something that we don't know. Maybe this is a build up.
I don't want to say anything because it might be a spoiler for another show.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's the only logical thing that I could think of. But again, the whole point of one of the major arcs of the Targaryen Civil War is that because of this, most of the living dragons end up dying.
Yeah.
And so you introducing dragging eggs doesn't really do anything. But The fuck.
Yeah.
What
I
the
seen
fuck
somewhere
out.
somebody was saying like, is this like a trick, like a witch trick type of thing where they're not actually really eggs, it's just an illusion of these eggs to get Aemon to think like he can be this king type of thing. So
Maybe,
yeah,
possibly,
yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. They only got what 10 episodes left, so they better figure that
Oh,
shit
for
out.
next season, yeah.
They better figure that shit out. All right, next scene.
Once they arrive, the city should be returned. How will they be protected? She was protected.
Your Grace, we are afraid. And wherever the fault lies, we have none to look to now but you.
Great scene. Great scene. Well, one, I thought the shit was funny because one of the ladies comes up to her and says like, "Oh, you know, one of the nuns is missing or whatever." She's like, "Oh, we'll just light a candle for you." Like, how the fuck does that help me?
Listen.
Like, huh? That's one. And then two, obviously we see that Rhaenyra gets cut by the Iron Throne, which, if I'm not mistaken, is exactly what happens to King Viserys in the first episode of the series. So kind of that reminder that the throne isn't suited for these individuals when doing so. And then after she cuts her, I think it's her pinky, she immediately looks at the statue of her father, kind of thinking about, oh, this is probably the beginning of the end, or
Yeah.
all the things that are happening in terms of how people view me and how I'm running the kingdom is
Yeah.
probably exactly how they used to view my father. And so that's why she kind of walks off without saying anything to anybody, and just you could see the sort of panic and frantic sort of pace that she's in. So I thought that was a really profound scene, which to my understanding in the books, when she first assumes the throne, that's when she's supposed to get cut. So the fact that it didn't happen, the people who are familiar with the books online were like, "What the fuck is happening? How come she didn't cut her hand?" So the fact that they're doing it now is kind of like, just hold your horses,
right.
hold your horses,
Right.
simmer down,
Yeah.
simmer down.
Yeah, that scene definitely was like, that's when I was like, oh, I'm over you, Rhaenyra. Listen, I cannot defend you no more, like at all. You're making me look bad at this point. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
she's horrible at her job.
Yeah, yeah, she is.
Horrible. All right, moving on.
Or trampled down by my army.
Will she lay waste to our own city? Will she set upon her own people with swords? You'll never find us. We're the people of the Seven Kingdoms. We have no sign of sigil. And when you strike us, you only drive more to our cause.
You rebel against one who has neither wished nor done you harm.
You can burn us. You can kill us. You'll never make us embrace her.
Love that scene. Obviously, he basically confirms that no matter what it is that they do, they will never support Rhaenyra and in her reign. So even because there's a lot of the season when she finally assumed the throne and she was dealing with these problems, Daemon's answer was just burn them. Burn this whole shit to the ground. Like, you have the dragons. They will submit. And now we're seeing that there is a rise of people who don't give a fuck. They're willing to sacrifice for, what they believe in, which is unfortunately, Ormond and the High Towers. But I just thought that was a great little scene because, like you said, you can burn us, you can kill us, you can never make us embrace her.
They're broke and they're hungry. What do you expect? I don't want you here. Bye. I was good.
And unfortunately, it's real life because we see these Trump supporters. They are broke, they are hungry, and yet they still remain loyal.
Yeah. Or they waking up, depending on where they are.
They could stay asleep for good. Moving on. Literally right after Daemon kills this Ormond loyalist, we have this scene.
Keep us going. You yourself should understand.
Set foot in the city again, and I'll put out your eyes.
Again, Daemon fucking up on multiple fronts. One, he's embarrassed off again. This is the second time that he's bitch slapped him. And the second time he's bitch slapped him in front of company.
Right.
And reminding him that you are just a pawn. You are not an equal to us in any sort of capacity.
You're a bastard.
Regardless if you're a dragon rider or not, I will always look that you are beneath us. And so essentially pushing off to at some point make a decision about what sort of loyalty he's going to have.
Which is stupid because he actually has a dragon.
Exactly. And then on another aspect of it, which they didn't necessarily make clear, but you see the townsfolk witness this. Do they recognize whether that's Daemon? And if they do, why is he striking someone that, he seemingly has done nothing, and then you're telling him he can't move around freely? Seems like dictatorship oppression to me. That's one.
That was the dumbest thing to do in front of the people of the city who already are not fucking with you. They just told you that 5 seconds ago.
Right. And even if they didn't realize that it wasn't Daemon, he is dressed as a city guard or gold cloak, well, whatever this shit is called. So these are the people that are supposed to actually protect the townsfolk. So if you're abusing the townsfolk, which the only way you're going to abuse the townsfolk is if you are corrupt or it's an order coming from the royal family.
Queen,
So, he's dropping the ball and finally starting to see a little bit of him unraveling with everything that's kind of going on.
They are losing so bad. It's getting sad.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Lord Ormond Hightower, beacon of the South, defender of the Citadel, and voice of Old Town.
Well met, Lord Ormond. I come as an envoy of Lord Boros Baratheon, Lord Paramount of the Stormlands.
You are quite welcome, Sir
Arian Baratheon, cousin to Lord Boros. I most regret presenting ourselves to you in this state. The road was long and filthy, but I thought it best to speak to you immediately.
We are honored to receive you. And what word from Lord Boros?
Well, House Baratheon bends the knee to His Grace King Daemon Targaryen and offers its many banners in alliance with House Hightower. I have been ordered to swear fealty to the new king on behalf of Lord Boros.
Your lord has made a wise choice.
If we might see the king in person, that we may bend the knee before him.
His Grace, Daemon Targaryen, the first of his name, King of the Andals, the Rhaenyra, and the...
No! Stop him! Stop him! Stop him!
These are assassins! Sent for Darren and you!
Sir Arian Baratheon has hair of light chestnut. He's about a foot taller and, as it happens, far more comely.
I will cleave the bitch from crown to cunt. She will die wishing she never did.
It's crazy. That was actually so crazy. I just was not expecting that. But the biggest part is I loved how they brought back the whole smell that Ormond has. Like, he's very sensitive to smells. And like how that them walking in like that just really got him off of his game, where it really confused him of what was going on, which is a good strategy to attack someone if you're already knocked them off because they have the sensitivity. And now I can easily kill you. But Gwaine, I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with his game. I didn't know in a night. So, he stepped in before it could actually happen. But, I'm also waiting for Ormond to no longer be here with us. I do not like him at all.
Yeah, I don't know what his. I think I do know his fate. I can't remember. I agree with you 1,000%. But I did also find it interesting how early in the episode, Ormond clearly has no respect for Gwaine in
Yeah.
any sort of capacity. But then when push comes to shove, for how homophobic he was, Gwaine was the one that stepped up to the plate and
Right.
said shit correctly. Versus Ormond was basically paralyzed, and obviously I cut it off a little bit
Yeah.
sooner. But he then proceeds to vomit because he just can't take the
Mhm.
smell of the guts and everything else. So it kind of almost makes me feel as though like Ormond really a bitch, high key,
Yeah.
low key. Like he's a elite tactician, but when it comes to getting his hands dirty,
You don't
he's
want
not about that action.
Yeah.
He's not about that action. And then what I also found interesting is, to my knowledge, Daemon is someone who becomes very formidable when it comes to Rhaenyra and her reign as queen. But in all these episodes thus far, you can see how a docile child he still is. And even in this situation where these people are out to kill him, he
Yeah.
basically freezes in the same way. Like he does
Yeah.
not react and do anything. And he's essentially in shock of everything that's happening around him. So it's like, are you really built for this? Like,
No.
you're coming off as your nickname is coming off as a oxymoron. You're supposed to be Daron the daring, but you ain't doing shit. Like you ain't doing shit. So
I
I
mean,
wonder if there's going to be a change, or is this something that they're doing specifically for the TV show where it's like he never fulfills that name?
Well, maybe I think a big part of why he can't do it is because of Ormond. He's literally breaking him down psychologically so much that he knows, like, him being the king is just he's really a puppet. He's really not a king. He's just I'm your king, but this is really the nigga you need to be talking to.
Like Alicent said, you're
Yeah.
either born to be a hostage or born to be a pawn. And he's clearly both. He's both. Like he's a
The thing is-
hostage and he's being used as a pawn in
Yeah.
this situation. So interesting. Another interesting scene I only just put an image for is Cat rejecting Hugh and his return. He basically comes back home, or no, she left home. She left King's Landing, and
Yeah.
he basically sneaks into Templeton and tells her like, "Yo, I'm a dragon rider now. Like, the queen has promised me stuff, even though she hasn't really.
Not a
And
damn
like,
thing.
we could make something out of our lives." And she's like, "I just wanted you here. I didn't care about how we live per
Yeah.
se. I just wanted you here." And, in Game of Thrones fashion, she also revealed like she may have been sexually assaulted when she traveled from King's Landing to Tumbleton. And she basically rejects him the whole entire time. And so we'll see how this impacts Hugh the Hammer and how he starts to operate in terms of his loyalty moving forward, because he's basically been at the mercy of Rhaenyra and doing everything that she's asked for, but it's basically cost him his family. And so we'll see how that impacts them moving
Not
forward.
looking good.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Not
It's
looking
tough. It's
good.
tough. And in this scene, I really wanted to like try to trim down, but there was just way too much that was vital. So I'll definitely try to pause it here and there.
Speak your purpose.
Helaena. She cannot stay confined. Her state of mind is precarious, her condition being what it is.
Do you have something useful for me, or have I been misled?
I know where Aemond is.
All this time?
Only lately. I would need a guarantee that we could go free. Both of us, as originally agreed.
You're in no place to demand guarantees of anything.
When Aemond is gone, your reign is assured. Ormond will surrender or die. Helaena and I are no threat to you. We will disappear. You will not hear of us again.
Where is he?
Harrenhal.
My riders have searched for Vhagar there half a dozen times.
I did not say I know where Vhagar is.
Okay, I'll pause it here.
Yes.
You said this earlier. It's a game.
Yeah.
First show was called Game of Thrones. I think this episode, everybody is fucking horrible at this game. She's been begging for her and Helaena to leave for God knows how many episodes now, granting or promising, oh, we'll never bother you ever again. You'll never see us ever again. Yada, yada, yada. You've been around this quote unquote game far too long. You
Yes.
already know if Helaena has that son at some point, whether it's on his own accord or we see it from Darren and Ormond's standpoint, someone would try to declare him as rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah.
So that's one. Two, if people were to come and find out that you are alive, that's also another strike on Rhaenyra, because it's like, wait, you're supposed to be the queen. Like, how you're letting your usurpers and his family still live and still exist throughout society. So there's no way. And then thirdly, which she kind of says this again towards the end of the clip, this whole I need you to guarantee that nothing will happen to us. Huh?
Nothing is guaranteed, honey.
Like, what do you mean? And then you said this before, and you say it to her again of like, being in this position of power when Rhaenyra had asked her how did Viserys deal with the throne. It's like, being in this position of power, you're going to be forced to make decisions. And some of these decisions are harsh. Some of these decisions are cruel. You just have to live with them. What makes you think she's not going to take any sort of cruel decisions when it comes to you and your lineage? And I think both of them have played that sort of angle of like, oh, we used to be friends. Like, we have this closeness.
Yes.
And like, we can figure
They
this
are
out.
holding
Ain't
on
no
to that.
figuring it out. It's bigger than the program right
It's
now.
been so much shit that has happened between them for several years, by the way. Like, that friendship is so dead. We need to let that
It is, but
go.
it isn't. Because if it was really, really dead, then both her and Helaena would be dead already.
It
But they're
is
not.
when it's beneficial. Currently, right now, high key, low key, Alicent is the most beneficial person to Rhaenyra right now. She is the only one that's really giving her real tea.
I mean, yeah, but
Compared to
it means
counsel?
nothing. It means nothing because it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, now she knows where Aemon is, who she's been looking for.
I mean, and we'll get into that as well in this clip, because she didn't make the smart decision when it comes to getting that information either.
She's looking for Vhagar.
Not even that.
How did you come by this?
There are times when Helaena sees things.
Stupid
You'll sound
decision.
mad. They are nightmares or puzzles. But the things she does see, now and then they come to pass.
She dreams. She's a dreamer. Like Daemon who foresaw the doom. If what you say is true, if Aemon has separated somehow from his dragon, then he is one man on foot and being hunted. He will have hidden himself so he cannot be found.
I have told you all that I know. His capture must now fall to you and your counsel.
I'll pause it here. So, telling Rhaenyra that Helaena is a dreamer, is a
Yes.
dragon dreamer, so dumb. If I'm not mistaken, Viserys was also a dragon dreamer, and this is why he kept telling Rhaenyra when she was a child the song of Ice and Fire, and like the whole thing was supposed to be a secret. Granted, Alicent hasn't been around to witness this,
Yeah, she knows.
but we have seen how Rhaenyra has been struggling with her position on the throne and how it has been more difficult than what she expected. And so now you're providing me an individual who I can now keep as my slave to possibly give me information about how these things are going to play out. So I can guarantee or at least get insight of like, how is this going to play out in some sort of way? Because if the gods are rejecting me, but if Helena's telling me these dreams of like how my life is supposed to play out, then maybe, you know, it
Gotta
may work.
win.
Yeah, maybe it will work out for the best, which then also confirms you're never leaving. You're never getting out of
You're a
here.
slave forever.
Yeah, you're never getting out
You're
of
just a
here.
chess piece at this point. Like,
You're either a hostage or you're a pawn.
yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you spew those words, but then don't realize how every
What
action
your
puts
part is
you in
in
that
it.
position? Yes,
But
every
she's
act.
always been a pawn, yo. And it's like, I guess she's not even realizing because she's been on the other side of it, where she's been able to be that puppeteer who can move these pieces.
That, but I think more so from the fact of she's still relying on their friendship. She still thinks that there is a positive aspect to who Rhaenyra is, and that she will quote unquote do the right thing. And
That's what she
I
used to
think
be. Yeah.
I think what we'll see towards the end of the scene is that Rhaenyra is finally being more Targaryen than she's ever been in comparison to her past, in
Mhm.
comparison to the rest of the season, or at least assuming the throne. It almost kind of reminds me of the scene from The Walking Dead when they capture the hunters, and then Gareth is like pleading for his life. It's like, hey, you got us. There's no reason, like, we'll leave you alone.
Uh-huh.
And Rick is like, no, why would I? Are you dumb? Like, I'm about to hack you up like some
I owe
hibachi.
you. Yeah.
I'm about to hack you up like some
Yeah.
hibachi,
There's
my
no
boy.
going back. Yeah, there's no going back.
And I think Alicent is also that dumb in this position where she thinks she could go back to this softer side to what things used to be. Of like, if we just get out of your way, you could do what you want.
So much has happened. There's no going back.
Let it go. We went too far. We've went too far.
Yeah.
You and your council.
No. If I send swords, he will flee again, go to ground and be lost. But if I send just one sword, with someone he trusts,
Awful dumb.
It's like Dumb and
I
Dumber.
will be no part of this. Please, Rhaenyra.
Unhand her grace.
Bitch, who you touch it?
I cannot leave Helaena.
I will keep watch over her until you return.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Excellent performance by Emma Darcy. They have been doing a fantastic job.
Cutting up.
Yeah.
All season.
All season, but specifically in that scene where for a majority of, the season, Rhaenyra has been in pain and mourning, in distress with everything that happened with Jace and Luke.
Yeah.
And wanting to get the throne. And then since she's been in the throne, it's been nothing but chaos. And she's been frazzled. She doesn't know how to answer people's questions. She don't know what to do. She's saying all the wrong things. And then in that final moment, it finally, like, the confidence finally exuded. Just the way that she turns her back to her when she's made her decision about, oh yeah, we're going to send you to go kill Aemon or bring Aemon out in some sort of way. Then with the grabbing the cup, I don't know what the proper term is, but grabbing the cup off the table, I felt like was also a sign of dominance there. Like, I'm just gonna drink my wine. I ain't trying to hear what you got fucking say.
I said what I said, which you basically said.
Yeah, and then even the little swagger of like, oh, I can't leave Helaena by herself. I'll watch over her.
Because now she got something in store for Helaena now.
Not even that. More so, I'm going to try to pull out every damn dream. I'm going to put her to sleep.
Oh, no.
I'm about to put baby girl to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. She's about to use her. Now that she knows that she's a dreamer, That's
Yeah.
changed everything for Rhaenyra. She's like,
'Cause
oh,
the only dreamer was Viserys, who's dead, and then Daemon had those weird hallucinations at
vision. Yeah.
Harrenhal, but he's not a dreamer naturally.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she's about to
He could be
Helaena.
a slave dreamer.
Yeah, Helena's about to
Poppy up
be
that milk.
a
Pop it.
mess. A mess. But one thing I did wanted to call out that she did mention after Alicent tells her that Helaena is a dreamer. Rhaenyra mentions, Daenys foresaw the doom, which is a call to a very, very ancient story of the doom of Valeria. I think we saw in Game of Thrones when I forgot his name, but the guy who ended up, I think he was the first hand to Daenerys, and then he had like that disease or whatever.
Oh,
And
Sir.
I think he.
The daddy in Silo. That's
Oh
him.
yeah, that is him.
That's
He died
him.
last season. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot about him. But yeah, I think he went to Old Valeria in Game of Thrones, and it's like this forsaken area because there was this catastrophic thing that happened in Old Valeria. But essentially, there was several families that lived in Old Valeria. One of the families being the Targaryens. They were not like these sort of highborns like they are now. In most of the Game of Thrones content that we've seen, but they were these old families that lived in Old Valeria, and then one of the members, Daenys, had a dream that eventually there was going to be some sort of catastrophic event that happens at Old Valeria. Nobody listened to her, so her and the rest of whatever living Targaryens end up leaving. The doom happens, and so that puts them in a position of power because I believe they were like I could be wrong, but I think they were the only dragon riders that existed at that time. And so it isn't until further along we then get Aegon the First, who then becomes Aegon the Conqueror and his sister wives, and then they create the whole Seven Kingdoms. So,
Bruh. Well, I say we need a history class on this.
shout out to Game of Thrones historian. Shout out to her.
I'm tuning into her shit because I really be like, what?
Yeah, she be tapped in. She knows any and everything.
Yeah.
But yes, because there's so much like lore and history of like how do dragons originate in this world. And then I think is it Balerion?
What?
I can't remember. One of the dragons had went to Old Valeria and with one of the sister wives and one of the dragons went to Old Valeria, disappeared for months, came back, and when they came back, she was sick, and then the dragon had all these like battle wounds, but they have no idea what did this to the dragon. And I believe it's Balerion, and Balerion was possibly the biggest dragon ever existed, if I'm not mistaken. So Old Valeria is like this Old Valeria is like Harrenhal times 20. That's basically what Old Valeria is. It's like you're gonna see creatures and shit that you're probably never gonna see ever again. And so it's been like this place that people just do not go to because you finna die.
Wow. Because that's what happened, because he went there and then that's when he came back with the whole thing on his arm because someone attacked him.
Yeah, I think somebody touched him or some shit like that.
In the water, some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this.
I gotta watch Game of Thrones again. I just don't have
I don't have the time.
I don't have the capacity right now.
I don't have the time. More power to y'all that are committed. I can't. But the last scene is the last scene in the actual episode.
And I have been too long away. Who are you? What's your errand?
Corlys
ends up getting captured, which is very coincidental given how much Ormond has talked down upon the Targaryens in every sort of capacity and the Blacks. he did have one positive comment saying like the smartest thing Rhaenyra did was appoint Lord Corlys as her
The hand.
as the hand. So
Yeah.
the fact that they now went to go and capture him, I found to be very interesting. So, any thoughts, predictions?
Do we think Corlys dies? I don't think so. I think it's like a capture type of mission, if anything.
Yeah, I can't say because I know how
Okay.
his character is supposed to
That's
play
not
out in the books, but I would say I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think he's going to try to use him in some form of
As a
like
pawn.
and
Yeah.
pawn, try to strategize and like try to
I
pull
agree.
information out because they've been constantly going back and forth between petty shit that they did to each other. So I think Ormond has reached a point where he wants to up the ante now. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
I lied to you
Especially after
about
that.
Daemon. I did all this petty shit,
You tried to
with killing,
assassinate me.
with the gold cloaks, and
Yeah.
now I want to up the ante. Now it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because he said it like he didn't say it, but he feels embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm going to basically I'm gonna cut that bitch from her crown to her from a
To
crown
cut.
to a cunt. Like he's officially pissed. He
Yeah,
is
no.
officially pissed,
He
and
Yeah. Now it's like he's not even going to like he's gonna everything that he does from here on out is gonna be very strategic. So Rhaenyra needs to. I don't know what the girl gonna do. She ain't got nothing.
yeah, tough.
She don't
tough,
have nothing.
tough.
I can't even say what she should do because she literally has nothing to even help her. At this point, get those dragons, get on those dragons, just burn everything down. Burn everything down, and then you'll win. And we'll call it a day. Call it even.
I think it's interesting that majority of the characters that we have been following are now in very anxious and hostile positions per se.
Yeah.
So Daemon, with all the loss that he has suffered with the gold cloaks, now we're gonna see how he possibly ups the ante
Yeah.
with everything. Ormond, now that he feels embarrassed about everything that happened with the assassination attempt, we
Yeah.
start to see how he starts to play out and up the ante with things on his end. And so it'll be very interesting to see how they play out these last two sort of
I
episodes.
cannot believe we're at the end.
I mean, this is the streaming world now. You get your 8 episodes and you're out of here.
Take your ass home.
And wait another 3 years for the next one.
Literally, oh brother, yeah.
Wait another 3 years for the next one. I mean, it is what it is.
It is.
All right, final credits. Let's talk about the ratings and where this episode lands for us. 1 remote being unwatchable, 5 remotes being all-time great peak television. What are you giving episode 6, season 3 of House of the Dragon?
I think I'm gonna give it a 4. I think this is a very, very solid episode. We are building, we are getting somewhere, and it's actually making me more excited and more for the next 2 episodes, especially you know how we feel about what you call it, the penultimate episode. It's making me very excited because I feel like these past 2 episodes really built up for that. So I'm hoping they don't let us down for that penultimate, but because of that, I'm giving it a 4.
Okay. I feel the same. I also give it a 4. Yes, I definitely felt like things are escalating to the point that we're leading into a penultimate episode and then a season finale after that. It'd be very interesting to see how it ends up being, given that we have still a whole season left. So
Which is
there are
crazy.
a few battles that I know of, a lot of major battles, a lot of pivotal characters and
All
their
be fighting,
fates.
ain't it?
A lot of pivotal characters and how their stories are going to play out. So it'll be very interesting to see how they tie it all up. But I think with them killing off Cole in the first 10 to 15 minutes, it was kind of like we're setting things up where we're trying to move things ahead.
Yeah,
We're
we're
trying
getting
to
that ball
move
going, yeah.
trying to move things ahead. Which is interesting because there hasn't been that many action sequences this season. It's been a lot of action sequences this season.
No, none. Like I feel like the only one that we really have gotten is the one on the sea.
Yeah,
And then
Battle of the
this
Gullet.
this mini one that we got when Criston Cole died. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
and
it.
even that wasn't even anything crazy.
Yeah, I
Like,
said
it lasted a couple
many.
minutes. Yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, but it is what it is. That wraps up our review on House of the Dragon season 3, episode 6. If you agree with our remote ratings, or if you think we completely missed the mark, do us a favor, tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to check out the description to unlock our massive legacy archive over on Patreon. And next week, we'll be back to break down the penultimate episode of season 3. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss the upload. And we will catch y'all on the next one.
Peace. Peace.